joining me, a motley crew from Children's BBC. Their job is to try and make up a story as they go along. I've enlisted the help of the sound effects team, and occasionally they'll play a sound effect like this, which they must integrate into the story. All right, have you got that?
Yeah, yes, Philippa.
Are you awake?
Yes, Philippa.
Good. Okay, now we'll begin. It was a bright, sunny morning, and Mr. Smedley was looking forward to spending a few hours in his garden. He was wandering down in his little stone park, gazing this way and that at the roses, dahlias and daffodils. But his favourite plants he kept in the greenhouse. He was on his way there, but as he looked up at the door, something strange hit him. The large, red, lush tomatoes seemed not to be there. And in their place, mere soil. Mr. Smedley's tomatoes were gone. Mickey.
There was a trail of soil leading from the front of the greenhouse right the way down the steps through into the high street. He followed this trail until he came to a shop, and in the shop window he saw all the tomatoes disco dancing like Prince. What are they doing in there? He said. They're some of the best dancers I've ever seen, and some of them...
Shane.
Oh, and all of a sudden the music in here was... The toilet was flashing in the background. Come back, tomatoes, don't do it! And they were speaking with a Mancunian accent. They were going, hello, I'm from Manchester. And all of a sudden they broke into this song. Yes, take that, turned into tomatoes!
No, not take that, tomatoes. What's he going to do? Was he to get a gun, or was he to gun them? Or do whatever you do to tomatoes? No, he was going to try and entice them back.
I think the phone's ringing.
Oh, yeah, and the phone rang. Who was that on the phone? He answered the phone. It was Lady Penelope. It was International Rescue.
International Rescue, who have a horticultural division these days, under Thunderbird 6, who said, we have reason to believe that your tomatoes have been brainwashed by the vicious garden gnomes, who you will notice have also disappeared from your gardens. And the idea is that they are all going to be taken to Forbidden Island and kept there and held to ransom.
Mickey.
It wasn't a Forbidden Island, it was Tracy Island. Oh, I wonder if they made one. Oh, I wonder...
Where did we get Tracy Island?
Tracy Island, I don't know. It just came to us in a second. Anyway, the garden gnomes had stolen the tomatoes and they were going to use them as slaves to build a massive tomato mountain. And
Rachel.
When they made Mountain, the dog barked. The dog appeared. It had tomatoes rammed in its mouth. It looked as if its head was going to explode with these tomatoes.
It obviously needed the help of a vet. This was a very good vet who was used to dealing with elephants. Shane.
The elephant went... But he didn't do an impression of a duck as well, because it was a bit like, you know, it was great at impressions, you know, and he used to do the voices for Spitting Image, because a lot of people didn't know that the people who actually worked on Spitting Image were tomatoes. And that was the secret, you see. Behind the TV screens, people were tomatoes. They were taking over the world. They were taking over Children's BBC, and it all had a Mancunian accent. Oh, no!
Sorry, Anthea.
The fact is, the best tomatoes in the entire world were actually in Blue Peter Garden, where a cock was crowing at the time. Why were these tomatoes so good? Everybody wanted to find out. The reason the tomatoes were so good is because every Monday and every Thursday, they listened to Blue Peter.
Enough, Matthew.
So, the secret was, in fact, that these tomatoes had, in fact, been laid by a chicken. They had been crossbred. They were so they were packed full of nutrients. They were a combination between a juicy tomato and a wonderful egg. The wicked Dr. Phoebes had been doing this in order to hold the world to ransom once more. There was also a trail of slime leading from...
A trail of slime that was leading down the garden path, which worried the people on Tracy Island. Actually, I don't know why it was called Tracy Island. There was a bloke there called Bob, who used to play the flamenco guitar, OK? And he used to sing this song called El Mucho es Dardo, El Mucho es Dardo, El Mucho es Dardoggy in the window. That was the song he used to play. We, in fact, got onto Top of the Pops. As you know, Top of the Pops was presented by tomatoes with this Mancunian accent.
Rachel, Mancunian accent.
Now, this Mancunian accent was... These tomatoes were given, actually.
Taxi for Richie.
Mickey.
And this Mancunian tomato was actually the Happy Mondays, but they changed the name to the Happy Tomatoes. And all these tomatoes had big, happy, smiling faces, and they wear sombreros and they dance around like this. And sometimes they get little girls on the audience, and we'd dance around like wild people, and we'd just spin around. And then we'd try and kill them, and we didn't care.
It's my turn now, right? Tomatoes and these Mancunian cucumber and tomatoes were dancing around, but there was a man who wanted a lot of tomatoes. He was in Spain. Hello. Oh, no. He was in France.
Oh, yeah, Spain, yeah.
He was a fabulous chef. He was called Gareth Blackstock, and he wanted to make the best tomato soup in the world.
Best tomato soup in the world. But as you know, the person to make the best tomato soup in the world was, in fact, John Leslie! Hurrah! Now, John Leslie, meanwhile, was working in the Blue Peter garden when, from nowhere, the tomatoes started seeping up through the soil. And in the background, the man with the flamenco guitar.
And then something terrible happened. The man with the flamenco guitar dropped it, broke it, fell down and cried. The end of a tragic story. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much.
I was a bit late getting home that day, because me and Scott had been for a kickabout in the park.
Meet Billy Webb. He's the one on the left, and he's got an amazing story to tell.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Frisbee.
Oh, hello, Billy. Always happens on a Monday, doesn't it?
Well, in Billy's case, it happens on Tuesdays and Fridays at 5:10 only on Children's BBC.
Oh, you're watching Children's BBC from Hangar 17 Native Comic Relief. Aren't I glad that Ed wasn't in that past? I'm the one with the big mouth. No, you're supposed to be... I could park a bus in it. I'm sorry. You're supposed to be behaving this afternoon on your best behaviour. Yes, look, while we argue about this, I'm going to hand to Gareth Jones. I'm sick of you. You show me up every single time. Gareth, take it away. And I'm getting very...
Thank you very awful. Thank you very awful indeed. I am under great pains not to move here, because my good friend Neil Buchanan has got... How many have you got out here, Neil?
Well, I did have 1,500 until you came over here with them. I refuse to do live television with you ever. Keep away
People
from my
keep saying this to me. I only moved a few. I felt it was kind of an artistic movement.
75 you moved. 75.
How many noses you got here?
Well, at the moment, I think we've got about almost 2,000. We're going for 3,000 if you keep away.
What's the biggest drawing you ever did, Neil?
The biggest drawing was a portrait of the Queen using £250,000, and thank goodness you weren't there.
Thank you, Neil. What is Neil making? We'll endeavour to find out a little bit later. But come with me for over here to other broadcasting art. Have you met this? How are you doing? Thank you. Right, if you saw that, very nice lady. The wonderful Tony Hart.
Oh, my dear fellow.
Tony, now what are you actually doing here?
Well, I decided that they're invading a cricket field, you see. That's why all the tomatoes are up there. And I now think that we want to have some sort of cricket stuff into the programme. Now, this is going to be a character. You might not recognise him from the hair, but you might by the nose.
It could be anyone here today with that nose. We'll find out. Come with me, because Gabriella, now, what is this machine? You're building what?
It's a tomato machine.
What kind of tomato machine? We're not going to know, are we?
You'll have to wait and see.
Now, is it a clean machine?
It's a clean machine.
Is it a green machine?
It's a green machine.
Is it your machine?
Of course it's my machine.
And do you have a licence for it?
No.
I'm sorry, that's contravening BBC Regulation 4934, building machines without a licence. Can we have a word? That's it. We'll be back, or Liz Kershaw will be back a little bit later to find out what these people are in fact doing. But right now, Mr. Roy Castle and the final of the guns.
Okay, well, that's the result of the last game, and it's now the very final game, the third and final, and we don't know who's playing in this one. I know that Frank is playing.
Yes,
all right.
sure.
You're going to have a good
I'm the manager player.
And you're doing very well.
Very good, Roy. We're peaking. We're ready.
How about the shadow? Look, you've got some catching up to do.
It's not over till it's over. We're
It's not over till it's over.
Tell him show some money.
Let's go that for some money. Okay, are you ready? On your marks. Are you ready, Frank?
Yeah, ready, Roy.
2, 3, 1. Go. I don't believe it. There you go. Whoa, yeah. These are the big ones. Come to it. Let's go. Oh, yeah, it's pouring too far. Come on, Pat. Here we go. Yeah. We go right up to the top. Look at this. Well done, Fred. Okay, what buzzer? Did the buzzer go? Oh, the buzzer's gone.
The buzz is gone.
Yeah, it appears the buzzer's gone.
The buzzer's gone. The buzzer's gone. Roy.
The buzzer's gone, Frank.
I think it's quite obvious, Roy, who's won, but would you just like to make the official announcement since it is your game?
Yeah, okay, everybody gather round. Gather round.
We're gathered.
This should go on quality, not quantity.
That's it, Frank. You know, we've got to have you all here. Right, so, wait, as you said, okay.
Yeah, as I said, the winners are Frank Bruno and his team.
Nice one.
Sorry, Shadow, you went and lost, so you actually... Oh, this is the prize.
There it is. This is the trophy, Frank. Aren't you glad you came all this way and got all that garbage for that trophy? Can I have one round of applause for the winning team? Having a winning team means that we're going to have some losers, and they are obviously the yellow team. Now, guys, I'm sorry about this. Who is your nominated person who is going to go onto the great spinning wheel? Here he comes. Ox and Weasel, thank you very much. And take James to the spinning wheel. Please don't cry. And we shall see him a bit later on. But now it is time for us to go to...
Squish them! I'll squash them! I'll squish them! I'll squash them! I'll squish them! I'll squash them!
Find out who it is, or he'll puree himself.
I'll squish them! And squash them! And squish them!
Clue number 3. This person's first TV...
Will you shush? I've completely lost me rhythm now.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Was I squishing or squishing?
Squishing.
Right, squishing. I'll squish them and squish them and squish them.
Clue 3. This person's first TV appearance was on the program called Free Time.
Squish them and squish them and squish them and squish them and squish them
And phone in.
and squish them and squish them.
There's no voice.
Hurtling towards the planet Earth, King Comic Tomato needs your help to find out who he's going to squish and squash.
Comic Relief is, of course, all about raising money. Now, I don't know where we've got to. We've got this person who works on the show called Ian Trill. Now, before he used to look like this, you see. Now, he had this very long ponytail, and it went out like that. There he is. There's Ian with Philip with his ponytail. Ed, have you got it? Have you got it? A little donation to Comic Relief. Yeah. And a lot of hair later. So there's Ian's hair. You see, are you going to get some money? You are. Yeah. Oh, don't eat the hair. I've told you about that. I've told you about that. Oh dear. Right, Ed. Okay, right. We've got so much more to come this afternoon. You would not believe it, including...
Andy,
Mickey,
there's something wrong.
What do you mean there's something wrong?
We're getting some terrible interference. Ox, Weasel, can I go up on the roof and check the area, please?
The area? Absolutely, boys.
Oh, okay, fine. Boys?
Yeah.
They're carrots.
No, this is tomatoes. Yeah, those tomatoes. Yeah,
Boys,
those are tomatoes.
carrots are orange, not red.
What?
Go and sort them out.
They're sort of, you know, isn't it called? No?
Ready.
It's ready.
This is what I put up with, Andy.
I know, they're not very clever, are they? But I tell you, two people who are
Who's that?
brain boxes, we know who they are. They're over that side of the hangar, and they are Krishnan and Juliet.
Thank you very much, Andy. Now, 2/3 of all the money raised by Comic Relief goes to Africa. That means around £55 million has gone there till today.
Some of it goes to long-term projects, other goes to emergencies, and this year the need has been as great, if not greater, than ever before.